What?
Guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Wrestling Lounge. I'm your host, Bear. Obviously joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the son of a factory worker cousin, Rufus. What's up, Rufus?
Oh, not much. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It seems like we got an awful lot to discuss
Oh,
tonight.
we've got a busy week so far and,
Man, I,
a lot to discuss in a short amount of time. But first, one of
yeah, yeah,
our TikTok favorite guys
yeah.
seems to have passed away.
If you
So,
don't know, King Beard, John Crawley is his name, Mississippian, passed away, sadly.
sandwich.
The sandwich man. The cinnamon in the middle. God be with him and his family and everybody who's going through that right there. He touched a lot of people and he was so very fun to watch. You'll be missed, John. You will definitely be missed.
Absolutely. So, with us having a busy schedule tonight, let's get right into this. Oh, I was going to ask you last week, we kept looking for someone. Did he ever show up while I left?
You know what, man? I did not. I didn't. I don't know. I didn't. But
Let's
let's try it.
let's try it before we kick this show off.
Let's
So,
try it. Okay, we're gonna try to summon him.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Someone say my name?
no, we was looking for Joe Hendry.
Who?
Joe Hendry.
It doesn't matter who you're looking for. Let's try this again next week, you two little jabronis. Destroyer, out.
What the?
Who?
Well,
I guess we kind of got what we asked for in a
what
way.
the heck?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like the takeover happened tonight too, Rufus.
I see
Oh,
that.
I'm
I
feeling
see
bad.
that.
Feeling bad. Okay, jumping right in. You said we were gonna
Yeah,
do.
we got a busy night. Got to move through this real quick.
Oh,
Let's get going. First, we're going to talk a little bit about SmackDown. We'll kind of discuss what's happened. Rating on SmackDown, I give it was a 7.2 this week.
we were close. I was at a 7.
It wasn't bad. It was pretty decent. Um, I'll just kind of touch on some highlights real quick. Sammy joined SmackDown this week. He moved over to SmackDown.
I'll be damned.
So if anyone caught the Sammy Zayn match against Solo, that was a pretty good match. I thought it was pretty decent. Again, you had Sammy, Jacob, and Jimmy. You know that.
Whoa, you know about Jacob?
I'm all gas, no
Well, he
brakes.
said he's all gas, no brakes. But they had to team up kind of to overcome the MFTs, and unfortunately, the outcome on that, Sammy once again got the pin on Solo.
I
So
still can't figure out, Rufus, what the big push is
I
with Sammy.
I don't either. I don't understand. You know, that was Solo's belt, or not Solo, but that was good old Fatu's belt. What I mean, and now you got Sammy going
Got
after
what
it.
I
So
mean?
I don't know. We'll find out what's going to happen there. But my opinion, I don't know if it's going to be 3-on-3 eventually or what's going on. But
Well, I
I
mean,
don't,
we do know that Sammy was the honorary use, so maybe they're forming
he's
something
just
there.
not too oozy these days.
Yeah.
So overall, I thought it was a decent match. Obviously, Fatu is my guy. He's my favorite wrestler. I did enjoy getting to see him. So moving on, real quick, I'll touch on the Flair and Bliss match. Well, it was more Bliss than it was Flair. But what I noticed out of that is we got to see Flair when she come out with Alexa that she was not wearing her little get up, her big old wardrobe. It was kind of like a change.
Like the Flair lost her flair.
Well, yeah, but you know what? In my opinion, I think that's a good thing because again, my whole point was her putting her with Alexa was, when she got booed out of there, I think what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I think changing that character a little bit
Could be.
sometimes helps, and eventually, yeah, you'll probably end up going back to what worked. But I think she's got to have a change to get the crowd back behind her and get people behind her. Obviously, after the bell on that match, those two did fall victim of Chelsea and her team. I was disappointed that I didn't get to see Chelsea wrestle. On,
Yeah.
I, she's just
Guys, she's a workhorse, man. Put her in play. Jeez
so
Louise.
I love watching her in the ring or outside the ring, but she's uh she's one of my favorites. So I wish I could have got to see her in the ring. Next up, I'll touch on this. The Drew promo. I don't know if anyone called any of this.
I think it was pretty legit.
Well, here I got my own opinion on that, but he did come out and address why he attacked Cody Rhodes,
Yeah, well,
and
tell everybody why.
well, it was he attacked him first.
Oh.
So, he shoved his head into the ring post, so it was okay for him to he didn't attack him. My thoughts, this could have been a better promo for Drew. And if you go back and you watch it, and I will agree with someone else that said the exact same thing on a different cast, is this made him, in my opinion, look like a very whiny and weak individual. Come out whining, boo-hooing, you know, I got attacked first. What I would have loved to see, in my opinion, is Drew come out and basically, not even don't you don't need an explanation on why I attacked Cody. He got what he got
Correct.
because I'm going after that title. I want that belt.
So you can't come out, Scottish warrior, and this is very, very cliche, Rufus, what they've been doing for the last little while with him being a pouty puss or a baby. I get where you're going with it. You can't.
Which makes me believe after that promo that I don't see Cody dropping the belt to him after. I mean, because in my opinion, it made him look like a little whiny baby.
I get it.
So
Guys,
uh,
it looks like there's 4 people currently tuned in. Don't hesitate to say hello. Let us know where you're from, where you're watching from. Go ahead.
so that's my take on SmackDown. Just kind of some heavy highlights there. 7.2 is what I rated it. Overall, it wasn't bad. My favorite part of the night, obviously, was the Sammy, Jacob, and Jimmy match. So, I know you want to talk about some TNA and
Yeah,
AAA.
I actually was very, very surprised. So TNA was, we got a Megan from Indiana saying hi. Hey, Megan. Thanks for hanging out with Bear and Rufus. Yeah, so as that was playing, I was actually watching Emergence. And I got to tell you, like, hey, John from Canada, welcome in. Thanks for stopping in for sure. I was watching Emergence, and I got to tell you, like we talked a couple of weeks ago about the camera angles in TNA and how we thought they were better dressed as opposed to what's happening in WWE. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you watched Emergence, you can throw a 1 in the chat, whatever you want to do, guys. But I thought Emergence rocked the boat, man. That thing was good. I would give it a solid 8 all the way across the board. Um, you had Indy Hartwell against Rosemary picking up the win. You had Hometown Man versus Ryan Nemeth, and Hometown Man took that one away. But I'm going to tell you, a couple of matches that really stood out to me was absolutely the X Division Championship match with Leon Slater and Cedric Alexander. That was a hell of a match. That was a great match, and I mean it was really really good. Uh, Absolutely, my favorite match tonight was Matt Cardona and Mustafa Ali. That one really sold too, man. That was a great angles, great stuff, guys. It doesn't get much better than what TNA put on Friday night. Um, you had First Class beating the system. You had Santana versus Sammy Callahan, the Death Machine, in which Sammy lost. Then obviously, if you tuned in and watched, you saw him unlace the boots, leave him in the ring, and he called it a career. That guy was a hardcore. I mean, he was really good at what he did, He did have a stint in WWE, once before, but not as a big name that a lot of people knew. Uh, Going from there, you had the Knockout Tag Champs. Elegance Brand won on that. And then you had Steve Macklin versus Jake something. And I got to tell you, man, that was for the TNA International Championship. Jake something.
Who?
Jake something.
Is that really his name?
That's really his name. He is, in fact, something. I'm telling you, that guy, keep your eyeballs on him. That dude is going to be picking up some straps and he's going to be making waves. And talking TNA, I got to give a shout out to my boy Mance Warner. Got to. Mance suplexed that dude off the top onto the chairs a couple weeks ago. I mean, insane what that dude does with his body. But he come up short against Steve Macklin there. The Hardys are obviously back, and they are the champs. Agree, disagree. They're getting older. They still seem to have it, but they won over the Rascals. And I got to tell you, man, the TNA World Championship match, Trick Williams and Moose. I got to be honest, man. I can't see the angle of WWE guys or WWE contract guys holding all these belts. I thought for sure Rufus Moose was going to take the cake on that, and he in fact
Yeah,
didn't.
I figured he probably would have took that belt back.
Yeah, he did not. He lost. And again, I will give TNA an 8 all the way across the board. You guys can chime in whenever you want and tell me what you rated, if you watched it, or what you rated SmackDown. Coming out of that, I was.
Well, real quick, just touching on TNA, there is, I believe, a rumor going around with them
What do you
that
mean?
are they moving to
Oh yeah,
Wednesday
yeah.
night? Are they going to move to Wednesday
Well,
night to combat AEW? And
That's just dirty rumors.
the
I
rumor
just-
is that WWE is pushing them. It's not been announced quite yet that it's going to be the CW, but it's announced that WWE is going to push them and that TNA is receptive to taking on AEW on Wednesday nights head to head.
do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
So, if you had an option, if they would both come on at the same time, which one are you watching?
Right now, I got to tell you, I'm probably watching TNA because, as we've talked before, I don't care for the smut, the Tony Storm stuff. I don't care for that. The MGF going to the biblical side of the stuff. I don't care for that. Like, this takes you back, Rufus, to 1999, 2000, 98, man, when you got to flip between Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Nitro. You know what I mean? So, no, I'm not a fan.
I disagree with it as well. We'll see what they do. Hopefully TNA, I know they're not owned by WWE. I hope that they make their own decision based on what is best for TNA, not what.
Well-
I hope they don't get pushed by Big Brother that this is what we want you to do.
I hear you, John. I
Let
hear you.
them make their own decision, and I hope they make the right decision. So I'll let you go.
And it's a
into-
building thing, man. I mean, it is a building thing. You're talking about what you got. You got AEW took over Ring of Honor. You got WWE getting involved in TNA. This is 101 wrestling. This is how to dominate the playing field and how to groom what's coming next. As in, what TNA stars can you rise up into the ranks? I disagree with it, John. I agree with you 100% because you're going to have your AEW crowd that likes TNA and vice versa, and they're not going to know which way to flip. So someone's going to have to get rooted. There's enough time in a week to play two different shows, man. I say WWE needs to step off and let everybody have their respective time, but it's not my deal. Moving on from that, I got to tell you, I was really excited coming out of TNA, going right into Triple Mania 33 actually. I was really, really reluctant on this show because I was unsure how it was going to go. And Rufus, I got to tell you, man, you could tell 100% that WWE was involved in the production of this show because of the video packages and what they were putting together. And they set quite a few records with that show. And
Now, I don't know how true it is. I didn't get to watch it, but I heard some rumors or some people talk that This could have been the PLE of the year.
Yeah, I actually I got a buddy Venus over on TikTok there. Yeah, he runs a show too, and that's what he rated this PLE of like the last 5 years, and I gave it an 8.5 all the way, man. It is by far one of the best PLEs I've watched in a while. I don't know about the 5 year mark, but one of the best I've watched in a while. And I mean, you had the Bartle Cup, man, which is kind of their version of the Royal Rumble, but you had 14 entries. It seemed like they were like 90 seconds apiece, and you could pin, submit, or go over the top rope, which I think is insane. Um,
Makes the referee's job easier.
but the referee's working for the paycheck that night. Uh, Moving into that, you got to see the return of some people we haven't seen for a little while. They had Otis. Otis shows up in this Rumble, if you will, and he plays a little comical part. I wish they'd done a little bit more with him. And then you had Omos make his return back. I mean, the guy's 7'4", and what are you going to gain out of this? And here's where I will go with it on a quick deal is AAA is rebirthing La Parca, and La Parca was a legend in the lucha world, and he passed away, I believe, 2011, and now they're rebirthing this thing. So you got La Parca entering at number one, and the guy goes all the way to the very end of it, and it's him and Omos, and of course 7'4" and what 400 pounds. You're one small guy isn't going to throw that guy over the ropes. It's not going to happen. So Omos ended up picking up the win. It looked like Omos got a ton of heat by kicking Micro Man, which I think the guy's like 2'5", and it was absolutely like. Here's the thing. It was entertaining. It had the comedy at the right spot. It had the suspense. It had the high risk maneuvers, the fast paced lucha libre style. Um, yeah, John. He is still employed by WWE, and it looks like he's come back, and now he's won down at AAA in Mexico. So I don't know what they're going to do with him yet, but I am excited to see more of AAA and what they have to offer because I think the lucha style. I know you're not a big fan, but I think the lucha style is really neat to watch. Um, you had Dr. Wagner Jr., which is obviously the son of Dr. Wagner, who put on some hellacious feuds with El Masi years ago. He sat in front row, uh, Dr. Wagner Sr., and you got that match going on, and that's for the Latina, the Latina. That's for the Latino championship, and Dr. Wagner Jr. was able to pick up that win, and Massey didn't look bad at all. I think the guy's like 49, 50 years old. He's definitely got the creepy eye look, the whole soiree there. It's really really neat. Uh, you had Los Garces versus the Clowns, Psycho Clown, and that was for the tag titles. And you know what? The Clowns got the titles. So I haven't seen a lot of these guys before, but I got to tell you, watching a full PLE of it, it's piqued my interest to want to know what's coming next. And I think as a wrestling fan, that's what you're looking for. Is it keeping you engaged? Is it keeping you entertained? And I think it hit all points it needed to. Then you had Flamer versus Fabi Apache versus Natty Ice, Natalia Neidhart. I think Natalia is completely underutilized. I think she's stifled because she's a heart, and I know she won the NXT title, but I think there's way more out there for her that could be done. Either way, um, Flamer picked that up, and the referee was quite biased in that as well. I would suggest to look at highlights. One of the big things of the night, in my opinion, is AAA has their own Ring of Honor. Um, she wrestled John against Flamer and Fabe Apache. Um, Conan, legendary baby. Conan got inducted into the AAA Hall of Fame, and that he got inducted by Rey Mysterio, which is really cool because if you go back, you had Rey, you had Conan, you had Eddie, you had all really really neat stuff. But they inducted him into the Hall of Fame, and then you got into the Mega Championship, which is what we have displayed on the screen here for you, which was obviously El Grande Americano, Dragon Lee, Vikingo, and my man Dirty Dom. And I gotta tell you, it was some bullshit. Pardon my language. It was bull, okay? Great match, full of excitement, full of drama. The high risk maneuvers, it was fantastic. I mean, what a match. And I'll be damned if Dominic didn't put the metal plate in his mask, knocks out Dragon Lee, knocks out Americano, and AJ Styles shows up, gives him a Styles clash, throws the referee in, and he gets pinned by Vikingo, and Vikingo retains that title. So it sounds like what's coming directly out of that, because, Dirty Dom ain't playing no games, man. He was hot. And they had a great segment with him and Ray in the back, and they were trash talking. And it sounds like Dominic is going after Vikingo at Worlds Collide. So I think, my personal opinion, not to be long on the subject, I think Dominic's going to drop the Intercontinental strap to AJ. I think AJ is going to ride off with that strap until somebody can pick it off of him. And I think Dominic's going to be the mega champion. I think there's a lot to offer the Lucha world, the bloodline he has with AAA, and I am excited as hell to see where it goes. That's all I got on those, man. Two really, really good events that I think, they're with WWE, but I think if they could have competed with WWE in a good way. So coming out of that, man, what you had? You had AEW.
Yeah, coming out of that, we do got a big AEW event coming up. I believe that's Sunday. The
Yeah,
Forbidden Door.
August 24th.
Yep.
Yeah, at the O2 Arena.
That I'm gonna. I don't know. I think that's gonna be a good one to watch, guys. I really do. We'll see what happens in that. I know we've talked about AEW over the last couple of weeks, about what we like, what we dislike. I did watch it last week. I did enjoy it. So,
Same.
I'll probably watch some of it tonight, and see what happens. But this is one to watch. This is going to be a big one. And uh, so,
Yeah, I wasn't just going into kind of the recap of AEW last Wednesday. I wasn't a huge fan of the MJF and Hangman promo. I think it was a little, it was just drawn out there, in my opinion. I know MJF's just getting back to it. Anyways, but you had John Moxley beating Kevin Knight, and you saw Will Ospreay return, and he's a big deal for a lot of people. So I did see where he approached Moxley's wife in the back and said, "I would like to talk to him."
yeah.
How would you handle that if another man hit you and then went to your wife and said, "I'd like to talk to your husband"? I think be careful what you ask for, Willie, because you might just get your ass whooped. Um, Obviously, at the end of the show, MJF attacked Hangman Page in the parking lot, and that's going to be setting up for their match. But I think the mega big talk of AEW right now is you had the FTR had the restraining order on Adam Copeland, so he fought Stokely because he wasn't part of that. And then they couldn't take it no more, so they had to interfere in the match, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Christian comes for the save.
Yeah.
You get Edge and Christian back, and I think that's what everybody's looking for.
Yeah, crowd was chanting for him.
So listen, if you're gonna be at the Forbidden Door or the next PLE that those boys are at, get your camera ready, because they might give you an opportunity for some flash photography. That's all I got for AEW, man. I do agree it was a much better show. If they keep Tony Storm and her out of there, then
I get it. It's part of her character, but I think that you just got to tone that back and especially, with everything, in my opinion, that WWE is trying to do to just run them out of town. You've got to pick up some steam somewhere, because if not, in my opinion, it'll be no different. And I get it. The dude's got a lot of money to spend at AEW. He's got a lot of money.
Now,
But
didn't you tell me that he was or WWE was in worse
correct.
financial
So
debt than them?
financially, if you go and look, they are. They're a lot more in debt than what AEW is. But this is all about ratings. It's all about viewership. It's all about getting people there.
Well, listen, you
So
better hope, for the sake of hope, that if Triple H and them boys are going to pick this fight, the Jacksonville Jaguars better do really damn good.
well, I'm a Jaguar fan. So let's move on to some Raw that we got to see on some Monday Night Raw.
Let's talk about to the viewers, to the people that's going to hear this, let's talk about. You can go back to last week's lounge, and you can hear the prediction of what we're going to talk about next, Rufus. And
We did.
here,
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a prediction. I would call it a rumor that we kind of just got out there, that
That's
we're
just dirty
talking wind
rumors.
of. So,
so you can't say it. I would tell you this. Go look at Rufus's Wrestling Lounge Instagram because I'll tell you what was said, but I can't say it that way. It's 5 letters, 1 word, and it
it's
ain't
not
that,
yeet.
Yeah, it ain't yeet. It rhymes with yeet, but congratulations to Naomi and Big Jim.
Absolutely, absolutely. I seen a post today about this, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but I thought, and I won't mention any names, but there was a wrestler that I guess come out and said how irresponsible for her to get pregnant.
Well, how can you say that about
So,
somebody?
in my opinion, correct. I thought that's not very fair for,
It's not.
she's
I mean,
just they're just, as she said, the bloodline will continue.
absolutely. And here's the thing. Roman actually was asked a question about that, and Roman gave his blessing, and again, that's what he said. Well, now I'm not the one that's got all the young kids. It's going to be Jim, and but nobody's. You can't.
And you know what? I think, in my opinion, the promo that she cut laying down that belt was probably one of the best promos she has ever
Yeah,
cut.
yeah. John,
And
type it in quick, John. You're saying that Naomi's job was to stay heel during the promo. I don't disagree with that. Give me a 1 through 10 quickly here on the show. What you think the promo rating was, 1 through 10. Go ahead.
her promo also led into, after when she comes back, they almost, she said, "I'm going to leave off," so I think when she comes back, she'll pick that title right back
Bro,
up where she started.
she
So,
said, when I come back, y'all better
but
proceed with caution.
in my opinion, this opens up, for the women's championship belt. I'm going to be very interested to see how they do this, who they put the belt on. I would like to see Miss Rodriguez pick that belt up. I think she's ready.
Raquel?
Yeah, Raquel.
Okay. Okay.
Just my thought.
I don't disagree with that. I think Raquel is underutilized. I mean, shit, she's 6'1", man. She, that's Braun Strowman's ex. Somebody's gonna get them hands, or they could. So yeah, with that, congratulations to Naomi. I don't care what anybody says. It's your right as a person to have a child. They definitely have the money to take care and support a child. The wrestling women have shown over the course of the last few years it's very doable and maybe not quite as hard as what it was 20 years ago. So good for them, man. Good for them. John rates it a 7. John, what took you so
Well,
long, brother?
as you said a week ago, if this rumor is true, Jimmy's gonna have to step his game
Yeah,
up.
Jim, you better get back in the bloodline, baby. Start yeeting.
Gotta make that money.
Stop scooting, start yeeting. What we got next, Bubba?
Real quick, and I didn't really catch this segment, the Bailey
Oh,
deal. I don't really know what's going on with her, other than I don't know. She's kind of
well, it
in her
looks
own
like
mind
it.
almost. She's
So this, I think, is a great portrayal of a broken character. She's lost her way. She's not getting where she needs to go. And if you ask my opinion, I would say this is about what happened to Alexa Bliss before Bray came into her mind.
we don't have Bray anymore.
We don't, rest his soul, but we got Uncle Howdy and we got the Wyatt Six. Are we going to see Bailey join into the Wyatt Six?
I don't.
Megan
see
says
that.
Raquel would be a good champ.
Absolutely.
Don't feed the ego.
That's right. I've got a lot
Latino heat over here.
That's right.
Son of a factory worker.
I don't know where this is going, and I get it. She's kind of, if you've kind of watched over the last couple of weeks, losing, getting interfered,
Yeah, broken Bailey is what one of the watchers is saying. I
correct.
think that's
So,
great.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they do this, how they play that out. But I think you'll see that character. I don't probably turn heel. If I had to guess, change of character.
Could
But
be. Could be.
so I just wanted to touch quick on that. Match of the night that I thought took the show, in my opinion, was good old Jey Uso and the Braun Breaker match.
Man,
I that was a good one. That I liked it. Um, again,
I like the shirts he's wearing with the speed limit on them. Just so you know,
the
20.
20.
That and the Steiner math, you don't need nothing else from
And
him.
I don't care who you are. This was an all-out, supposed to be an all-out brawl, and it started with he got flipped over that top rope right on the top of that car.
Man,
That I don't care. That had to hurt.
did you see the shin bang the garbage can? I mean, you talk about hitting the hitch on the truck with your shins. I think that took the cake, man. Woo! I cringed on that, bro.
So obviously during that match, Reed interfered by pulling the
33
official,
miles.
pulling that official out of the ring, which prevented Jay from getting that win. And then you got to see one of my favorites, and I'm sure he's a lot of favorites, old Roman, come down and had to save the day. Obviously, you still had your CM Punk and LA Knight that interfered with it.
Oh,
And
don't forget you had Rusev and Sheamus for the
oh,
15th time.
we've talked about this over the last couple of weeks. It's getting old. And I get it. Hopefully, this gets put to bed. Uh, and I hope they move on to something different
And,
with those two.
and I don't want
So,
to step too far off of this, but I do have something I want to say. I was not a fan of the whole promo shoot with Paul Heyman and these guys. Cutting in on Tommy Dreamer, whether that was a work or shoot, I don't know. I don't care. I know there was some real heat there at one point in time. Hearing about RVD smoking it down the road, nobody gives a shit about that, man. I do not watch wrestling because I care about what RVD does in that regard. RVD has a skill set that is almost unmatched by any white boy, in my opinion. That's what I enjoyed about RVD, not the other BS, man. I had to throw that out there.
well, Paul Heyman has a lot of skill set on that mic that I think he
He
could have went
does.
a different direction and done
Agreed.
a lot better job with it than what he did.
100%.
But again, it goes back to kind of what I told you Tuesday after watching Raw was, they opened it with those guys coming out. And again, it's the same old routine over and over and over again. And it's like, okay, let's mix it up. Let's change it a little bit. And I like Jay coming out and interrupting him, telling him he's tired of hearing him, because I think that's pretty much everyone's idea is we're tired of hearing you talk, tired of hearing the same. So I thought that kind of was pretty good to go into it. But obviously, Roman come out to help Jay, and that uh, Jay put Breaker through the table and got the win on that match.
What'd
So
you rate Raw?
Raw, my rating this week was a 7.5,
And
which is up from over the last couple weeks. And it's not because Roman was there. I think that match was really good. I wish that match could have just went on without interference.
that's fair enough.
Because it seems like anymore any of these matches like this, whether it's the CM Punk or the LA Knight, it always gets interrupted.
And you got to watch for that moving forward, Rufus, because that's going to be the old bait and switch. Is you're getting all this interference, $29 a month, ESPN 2026. You're gonna have to buy it or pirate it in order for that to happen. One thing I would tell you with my rating on it, I gave it a 7, so I'm glad we were close on all these. Too much giveaway. Go back, rewatch Raw, watch your highlight spots. You will see they're looking for who's coming. I called it probably 2 or 3 times during the show. And I say, oh man, stop, man. I get the camera angles, but gee whiz, let the surprise be the surprise. Like you got the wrestler. Oh, he's looking back. Oh shit, I got caught. Referee, oh, is he coming? Like, no, man. It's.
So before we get into, so that's my take on Raw. Again, I'm just picking highlights. There was a lot more that happened.
Hey Megan, you too. We appreciate you stopping by. We're glad you enjoyed the show. Take care.
Comb your hair.
Yeah.
So overall, I thought it was a decent show. 7-5.
Yeah.
So gossip of the day.
Yeah. This particular segment.
This is going to be like a new segment. I think we'll do. Now, maybe not every week, but just as we kind of, we did one last week, and this week we're going to do another one. So
Yeah.
gossip of the day.
Yeah.
There's a rumor.
There is a rumor. Can anybody guess what the rumor is? No, you probably can't, but we're going to tell you. You heard it right here.
So the rumor is, go ahead and throw that up there.
I don't have that still.
What'd you do with it? Unbelievable.
Blew it.
So I heard Mr. Jericho, his contract is getting ready to end, and he may come back to the WWE.
Now, don't be falsifying nothing, Rufus, because you might make the list.
I know.
Who's ready to see the list?
He's been away from WWE since 2018.
Well, he's been the absolute pinnacle
so my
of
question
AEW.
would be, do you think that AEW would let him? And I shouldn't say let him, but what I mean is it's no different than if you've got a Tom Brady situation. Would you try to keep that, or would you?
Well, I mean, I think
would you try to?
You can throw money at it, but is he happy?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can't answer that because I don't watch AEW that much. But what I mean is, okay, let me rephrase the question. If he leaves, would he hurt AEW?
That is a great question. That is a really good question.
I guess as a business guy, if I owned the company, I would have to sit back and say, if he leaves my company, is it really going to hurt me? Is it really going to affect me that much? Now, I'll tell you, I'm not a Jericho guy. Never have been, never will be.
Put him on the list, Chris. Put his ass on the
list.
And you know what's sad about that is back, I think, in the WCW days, and chat, you may look into this, correct me if I'm wrong. He had an escort, he had a manager or a guy that walked with him, and his name was Rufus.
How old is he?
Jericho?
Yeah.
Probably
60?
50?
60?
60. Probably 50.
Is he the one that has the band too?
Fozzy, yeah.
Okay, stick to singing, Jericho.
Oh.
Anyways.
Listen. Bruh. Did him dirty. Don't listen to that, Chris. Don't listen to it. I am a fan. Lionheart for life. I think if Jericho comes back, he has a lot to offer. Maybe not so much as can he perform all the moves like he used to, but he's got a ton of knowledge and he could help mold some people and have some fun while doing it.
Okay, that leads the point to maybe he doesn't wrestle near as much, but keep him on the roster to help train, or no different than what Undertaker and them are doing over.
Oh no!
WWE.
Could you imagine Jericho and Bubba?
I'm talking about AEW. If you kept him over at AEW and used him as to help talent. So
that's on me.
Yeah. So, anyways, rumor of the day. That's the rumor that's going around. Don't know. Honestly, I could care less. If he goes to WWE, I don't care.
Well, obviously, Rufus don't care. But chat, what do you guys think, guys, listeners, viewers? What do you think? Would you like to see Chris Jericho come back?
Here's my opinion, and take it for what it's worth. I think what you've got right now that is wrong with WWE is it's too top heavy.
I agree.
It is too top heavy.
100%.
So I think you gotta weed some of those guys out and that may be the same situation that happened with, um, shoot, what's the name we just talked about him last week?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get didn't get his contract.
Oh, Karrion Cross.
Karrion Cross. So is that why they didn't, Cross didn't get some of his stuff he wanted in his contract was because they're so top heavy. And I heard on the way home, and I'll agree with this. The way things are today, you almost have to be happy with where you're at if you're one of these talent. You have to be happy with what you're doing.
Well, it's like you said, they're so top heavy. I mean, there's just so much,
And
so many.
some of the stuff like I heard was like you come up from NXT to the main roster, and maybe you was getting a good 6-8 minute match. Now you're not getting booked this week. You don't get because obviously you want to book your top talent first, right? You're gonna have your Jacob, your Jimmy, your Randy Ortons, your
Right.
you're going to book those first, and then everything else is going to kind of. So maybe I don't have room for you this week. So you're not getting that viewership, and you just kind of go stagnant. In my opinion, we'll talk about EO Sky real quick. If you go back, and maybe it was the way the sound was. I don't know. At one point in time, when that girl come out, she had that crowd electrified.
Oh yeah.
If you go
Yeah.
back and watch what happened, it's almost like it's fizzling out. Well, why? It
Lack of booking.
correct.
Lack of where to
But
use her.
why do you have the lack of booking? You got so much top talent that
It
you're
can't
trying
be
to.
easy for creative to
It
have
can't
that
be.
much
I'm
talent.
not saying it's easy.
And I will say, seeing Rhea come out and save her, and then the whole explosion in the back, it begs to ask, what are they gonna put Rhea in a tag situation? Does that make sense?
Well, I took that whole situation, and I thought it's funny is that I don't speak Japanese or Korean or whatever it is, but I thought they were having a custody battle of EO right there.
Could be. And you know what? If it comes down to it, just a little food for thought. That I mean, it does go to say and prompt that EO may have to make a decision if she stays with the Kabuki Warriors and they can't. I mean, let's just say they beat up Rhea. Now you got a little door opened up there where who's going to help Rhea to have a 3-on-3 you'd like to see? Maybe you see a Stephanie Vacure help Rhea. Maybe you see them come together. I don't know. I really don't. Um,
So, my
yeah.
take on Raw, last that we got coming up is the good old Clash in Paris, August 31st. So, what I know so far that you've got that's on this card is the Cena and Logan Paul. And again, I don't get that match, but whatever. You're going to have your Seth, CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso match, and then your Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. We got 3 matches, and again, top talent right there. Well, you don't like Logan. I kind of do like Logan.
Kind of my ass.
So let's just call it what it is. Real quick, we'll do this. Cena or Logan?
Cena.
I will take Cena. Now, Seth, CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso. Who walks away with that belt?
Well, I think Seth will take the belt, but I want you to know that I won't be surprised if that belt goes back on Jey, because Jey absolutely still has the crowd. Does he have the gas?
Do you think it's the right time to drop the belt after you just got it?
I don't know, because I didn't think it was the right time for him to have any of it. Seth didn't need any of it, but regardless, yeah, I will say Seth with a backup of Jey.
I'm going to throw it out there real quick. So you're going to go with Seth. I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm going to say CM Punk walks away with the belt.
It's WWE, Rufus. Anything can happen.
I'm going to say CM Punk
I mean,
walks
hell,
away with
Vince
the belt.
McMahon might interfere. Ring the bell.
We don't talk about what
Oh,
happened
oh.
in the Montreal Screwjob. That's hateful. Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed. Who you got?
Bronson Reed.
What?
Yep. I think there has to be a build there. Everybody knows Roman's on the back end of this thing. I'm not saying it's going to be a straight up victory. I'm saying it's going to be a sideways victory. Bronson's going to pick this up. And here's a little food for thought. This could be the perfect opportunity to introduce a new character into the Dangerous Alliance 2.0. It very well could. So that's my take. I'm going to say Bronson Reed. And that's.
I'm going to stick with Roman, that Roman will pick this up. And I hope what you see is you get to see eventually a Roman and
Jay?
not a Jay fight, but a Braun Breaker fight.
Oh, yeah.
Bronson, you couldn't get the job done with the big dog come out. And take
Listen,
care of
is the tribal chief going to get them motherfucking shoes back?
Probably not.
He might lose another pair. He's going to be coming out in sandals before this is over.
Thought last week he'd come out in sandals. So, okay, so there you have it. We have our picks for Clash of Paris on those top 3 matches, and we'll see who gets it right and who gets it wrong.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, guys, listen, we didn't exactly make it to the whole time that we thought we were. And is there any questions at all before we sign off of this thing? And don't forget as well, you can send us your questions. The Wrestling Lounge 25 at Gmail. Take a chance for us to pull your email on the next show. I had a lot of fun doing this interactive. This was our first time getting to actually go live. I appreciate the people that came in here and spent some time with us. If there's any questions at all, guys, right now is the time for it. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap this thing up. I'm gonna guess that's about it. Now,
we appreciate everyone that did tune in. So
absolutely, guys.
Wednesdays at 6 o'clock, baby.
Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Bear.
Oh, that was my cue.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try that again.
What would Vince McMahon say?
You're fired.
Damn. Okay, for the Wrestling Lounge, guys, I'm Bear.
I'm Rufus.
We appreciate you watching. Take care. Comb your hair.
Don't forget to brush your eyebrows, baby.